What's up, everybody? Kevin Lavello here. Welcome to another edition of I Ask No One. And cheers to you and to yours and to staying safe. It's my last I Ask No One episode at the age of 32. So turning 33 on Tuesday, 3 minutes ahead of my twin brother, Ryan. Cheers. And congratulations to Hannah, my little sister, and her boyfriend, Mike Pfeffer, the Pfeffer Nutter, the Pfeff. They're getting their own apartment this today. And at age 25, Hannah is she's doing it. I'm really, really happy for her. So congratulations, Hannah. She'll be watching this a little later. So today's move-in day. It's pretty crazy for her. So I Ask No One. I like to start off. Well, by the way, this is the first live episode in a handful of weeks since the Prophets of Rage episode. I've been really hitting up interviews, a day or two before I go live on Saturdays at 12 o'clock. And I saw a really cool stat. The viewership on my podcast, this YouTube channel, has increased by 139% over the past 28 days. Thank you. 139% over the past month. So I'm just going to keep the guests coming in, the heroes of mine. I'm lucky enough for them to be agreeing to come onto my podcast and connect for a bit, for 45 to 60 minutes. It's really a dream come true if you ask me. So honored. Today's fact of the day. So I like to start episode with fact of the day. Today in music, February the 27th in the year 1980, you know what won a Grammy for the Song of the Year? Was the Doobie Brothers' What a Fool Believes. And that one goes out to you, Mom. I know how much of a big fan of Michael McDonald my mother is. So What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers. I can't say I've ever heard it before. I will check that out a little bit later today. In the year 1999, Britney Spears, she had the #1 single in the U.S., and that was a song called Baby One More Time. It's not the first CD I ever bought, but it's the first CD I ever owned. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for getting that for me back then. It came with a little poster of her, on her knees with her hands to the side. I remember putting it right up to my desk near my Pokemon games and that stupid wallpaper that we had in our bedroom. But putting that up, I remember thinking I was really, really cool, at age 11, putting up a poster of a girl in my bedroom at the left desk, and my twin brother Ryan was on the right. I don't know if he had any girl posters up yet, but I beat him to it. Who's turning 64 today is a guy by the name of Adrian Smith. Adrian Smith of the almighty Iron Maiden. I own Number of the Beast. I own Power Slave. I own Peace of Mind. I don't own their first 2 records. I got to get on that, the self-titled and Killers. I know Slash is a big fan of those first 2 records. Yo, what up? What up, Luke? Luke is here. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you. So Adrian Smith, rhythm guitarist, co-founder of Iron Maiden. He's 64 today. The only time I've ever seen Iron Maiden was in Germany. It was the Rock am Ring Music Festival, and they headlined Offspring, the band Offspring, and a few others before that. Just amazing. Today's quote. I like to have a quote of the day. So today's quote comes from my cousin Bridget Burns' husband, Rio. And Rio, this was supposed to be the quote from last week. I had my Aunt Colleen on. She checked in from Jupiter, Florida on her 68th birthday. And we talked about, from Tony Bennett to Mitch Miller to the Dave Clark 5 and all sorts of things in between. That was a really fun episode. Just check that out right above here. But Rio, he said, do things that keep you alive, keep you motivated, keep you fresh, and keep you happy. Right here, it's nice to go and do my real estate thing and my career and keep busy, but it's fucking cool to take that hat on and talk a little bit of Metallica and Guns. My red satin jacket I had to wear for this special He's got these secret pockets in here, and it's numbered too. Where's that number? Oh, where are we at? Shit, where's that number? Oh yeah, right at the bottom here. Check this shit out. Awesome, right? I got this at the end of the show. But today's subject is that Guns N' Roses show from Dodger Stadium, night 1 of 2, August of 2016. I moved back home late December of 2016, but that last year in my 4-year trek in California, 3.5-year trek, just kept the party going. Went to a lot of shows, and I've said it before on the podcast, Los Angeles, I mean, granted, it's not time now with COVID and everything, but you pick the weekend, you pick the day. There's always concerts coming through LA, and this just so happened to be. I got out of work. I worked brunch service at the Hotel Bel Air, Wolfgang Puck, and I was picked up by Mike Lane, who was on a previous episode on Halloween Eve, the King Diamond disciple, my buddy Mike Lane. He frontman, drummer of death metal legends, pioneers, Detriment out of San Pedro, California. Mike and our buddy Jordan Adams, but we call him J Glam, self-titled J Glam. He, thanks Chris, thanks a lot, brother. They picked me up at my Culver City little apartment, and it was rush hour, and it was hot, and I lived in West LA, and the ride to Dodger Stadium, it wasn't too far away, but with rush hour, we drove all the way up Sunset Boulevard, through Beverly Hills, and then through Sunset Boulevard and West Hollywood. You know, you got the Sunset Strip, so we're going, I think we were going south on there. I think it's south. It's been a while. We're going that way, and the hills are this way, and you had the Whiskey and the Roxy and the Rainbow, and we had the Hair Nation on, Sirius XM Hair Nation, and going to a Guns N' Roses show in Los Angeles in the summertime, listening to Hair Nation with the windows down, with my two spirit animals in California, Jay Glam and Mike Lane. It was so goddamn fun. And before then, I went on a beer run, and I remember the Sam Adams Oktoberfest just came out, and I got those bitches on ice bottles. I got Heineken's on ice. I had this cooler, the styrofoam cooler that I purchased, and I was in the back seat of, I think it was Jordan's car that I think had holes in the floor there. And it was the same drive that we would make the next year for Metallica at the Rose Bowl, this time with my twin brother and my little brother. But blasting Painkiller and you know, Judas Priest and Hair Nation on the way to Guns N' Roses Dodger Stadium was amazing. And we didn't have a ticket. Because that's the way Mike Lane and Jordan roll. So what we did is we showed up to the venue and we parked the car. And Mike Lane, like he does in the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shows that he attends a year, he just shows up and he works this magic, and he talks to people coming in and out. I've never seen him do this. I don't know what his secret is, but we went there no ticket with an intention of we're going to get 3 tickets into Guns N' Roses Dodger Stadium, and that's all there is to it. So Mike Lane went off, did his thing, and me and Jordan, it was funny. We had a moment just to kind of hang out. We were sipping on some beers outside of the car, music playing. Of course, I put on the Appetite for Destruction debut record by Guns N' Roses, and Welcome to the Jungle and Out to Get Me. I started playing Out to Get Me, and me and Jordan, we had a conversation about that. I'm like, dude, at the moment, it was my favorite Guns song. And I was like, yo, what do you think about that? And he's like, oh, it's my favorite Guns song. And he says you could actually hear the West Hollywood Sunset Strip street in that song and in the lyrics. Because at the time, in 1987, when Appetite for Destruction came out, there was no other record like it that came out. You know, everyone's hair was up, and it was the glammy kind of scene. But here comes Guns N' Roses. They're singing about girls, and they're singing about drugs, and they're singing about the rock and roll lifestyle. And they weren't just singing about it. They actually were that. You know, they toured hard. And by the way, not many people know that Izzy Stradlin and Axl Rose, they're from Indiana, Lafayette, Indiana, I think is the town. But we're listening to some music, and then here comes two cops. Two cops pull up to us on their bicycles, and they told us to pour out our beers. They didn't see that we had another cooler in the car, but they told us to pour out our beers and to turn the music off. And I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, I come from going to concerts in the summertime at Darien Lake here in town, Darien Center, New York, about 40 minutes southeast in the country, where a lot of the bands come through on the amphitheater tours. And I was like, we're here at Dodger Stadium. It's the summertime, and we're just having a beer outside the car playing, blast some fucking Out to Get Me. And these cops come by in their helmets and their bicycles and stuff. So it's like, whatever. And we poured out our beers, and we went back into the car, and we drank some more beers. We kept that music loud. So Jordan, fun time, man. It's one of my more memorable times with you. So thanks a lot, dude. And I want to have you on the show here sometime soon. Jordan looks like a goddamn superstar wrestler. Mike comes back. He's got tickets. Mike Lane's got tickets. So he got the three of us in. We were up in we had tickets. No, it wasn't Upper Bowl. We had Jordan. He had a ticket for Jordan in the Upper Bowl, and then he had us stage right on the floor. And I just uploaded a picture on my Instagram and Facebook of a video that I took right when they were introducing Welcome to the Jungle. Amazing. Great time. I want to take a look at some comments real quick here. Dude, Chris, thanks a lot for the comment. This is a limited edition, and I only wear it at very special occasions. So talking this show on I Ask No One, that's it. I'll show you the back here too. All right. I wore this when I met Jason Newsted, Santa Cruz, California, when he was playing with the Chop House Band. Jason Newsted, former bassist of Metallica, featured guest of I Ask No One. And I remember I approached him. I had my Crash Course in Brain Surgery shirt on, and I'm walking up, and he was on the side of the venue, just no other cars around. Our Uber dropped me off with Leonard, and I remember walking up to him, and he was sizing me up and down, up and down. But this is the jacket I wore when I first met Jason, pre-pandemic, 2016, the same year. Actually, that next month after I got this, I was wearing that to Jason. Of course, Go Bills. Got this in 2014. Thanks for the shout out, Matt McCarthy. Hey, if you're finding any value in this video, hit a like. Really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe away. I'm looking at my dad's comment, Kevin J. Lavallo. Doesn't Axl Rose have a reputation about being really late to take the stage? Yes, he does. He did. He would show up way late. We're talking back to the Metallica Guns N' Roses tour in 1992 in the summertime, right before James got blown up in Montreal. He survived that fade to black pyro accident. But about a week or two before Montreal, they played Buffalo, which, by the way, dead or alive, living, past, present, the one show I would go to, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and I think it was Faith No More and Motorhead on that bill at Rich Stadium where the Bills play in July of 92. I was there in spirit. I was 4 years old, and mom and dad didn't bring me. But it wasn't until Dad that Duff McKagan, the original bassist, and Slash came back into Guns N' Roses in 2016, April, that Axl really buttoned down and surprisingly coming out on stage on time, which was insane. And then that same year, I think it was that same year, AC/DC, Brian Johnson went down with his hearing thing. And they brought in Axl to replace Brian Johnson for the rest of that leg. And my twin brother Ryan and it was Hannah, my sister, went to that show in the arena. I didn't see Axl fronted AC/DC, but that must have been pretty damn cool. He doesn't do that anymore, which is nice. He's when I think of rock and roll, just the rock and roll, Lou Reed, Jim Morrison, Mick Jagger, Axl, Bowie. Axl's got to be top 5 right there, rock and fucking roll. So got into the venue. We are getting our beers, getting our big ol' India Pale Ales. I remember a local Los Angeles brewery called Angel City Brewing, killer IPAs. I mean, I did not like IPAs until I moved to California. And I initially moved to San Diego, which at the time in 2013, it was the leading craft beer town, or one of in the country. Now every town's got their own beers. It's really crazy what 8 to 9 years will do. as far as brewing goes. There's so many breweries all around. But went up to LA, Angel City Brewing, and I had a big IPA. And I remember we arrived, we got in the show just a little bit late, and Guns were just coming out to my favorite Guns song right now, It's So Easy. It's so easy. And man, that was so cool. Going down the stairs to the pit, beer in hand. I think I may have been double fisting with my boy Mike Lane of Detriment. Again, hit a like if you're digging. But yeah, they got into Chinese Democracy. They got into Estranged, which, by the way, was around 2016, first quarter of that year. I realized that I may have depression, and I wasn't on medication just yet, but Estranged by Guns N' Roses is one of those songs that I would connect with, in my little apartment, living by myself. And, I would just blast the Guns N' Roses, the Estranged, and all that Hair Nation type music. It's just such a good time. I mean, I just crossed 650 views on Michael Kelly Smith video, approaching 1,000 views on Michael Kelly Smith video. And he was the guitarist of Britney Fox, and he's one of the bands that got me through and continued to kind of just have a good time in the car in between showings and stuff. But thank you, and this has been great. But what a show that was, man! The stars, the moon was out. We're on the floor. You look all up around. You're around Dodger Stadium's the classic. One Vin Scully or Vic Scully, I think the commentator is, One Vin Scully Boulevard. Absolutely fucking killer, man. And then Mike Lane. See, when we go to shows, we like to get a little closer. We want to get closer, right? Maybe we get backstage or behind the venue after the show, or we meet someone cool, whatever. And Mike, we're stage right, and he's just like, dude, you want to go that way? Want to go check out the other side? I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Our ticket's for this chair. Our ticket is for this seat only. And whenever we go to shows, it's really rubbed off on me since then that why stay in one little spot when you could just kind of roam around? And that's just part of the fun, the unknown. It's going with the flow and not looking like, oh, where are we going? Just kind of having a good time with our beers, and try not to get kicked out. So we went over to stage left. I remember walking over stage left, and they were playing You Could Be Mine. And I'm a big Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, Terminator, Fuck You Asshole, Terminator 2. You Could Be Mine was out of 1991 there in T2. So it's got like that T2 kind of skeleton machine things in the backdrop. Great stage setup. I mean, they took over the world for like 4 years, stadiums all across the motherfucker. So we're walking that way, and he's like, yo, hold up, stay here, I'll be right back. I'm like, all right. And what he does is I ended up, we were right in front of the merch, and I got a few t-shirts, one of which I gave to my twin brother, Ryan. Mike comes back with a ticket. So this is Bonds, by the way. This is a West Coast, California grocery store. Here's the Guns N' Roses. Oh, no, I can't show you that one yet. Actually, fuck it, I will. This is the ticket that Mike had in his hands. So to get into the venue, we had just one of those print-off piece of shit tickets. But this one's got Pit on it. And I haven't looked at this in a long time. This has got Pit 1. So right in front of the Guns N' Roses stage, when they're doing stadiums, there was a jungle pit, a welcome to the jungle pit. This, and I get the chills, at $275. This was selling on eBay for like $1.50 at least for this show. And he ended up getting this goddamn ticket and giving it to me. He's like, yo, take this before I use this shit. So I went into the jungle pit, which was stage left. You're looking at stage on the right side, but stage left, right in front of Slash. And I showed him the ticket, and I get in there, and I'm by myself. I see Eddie Trunk over here. Eddie Trunk, he's got Trunk Nation. He's a longtime DJ for Hair Nation, and he had that metal show back when. on VH1 Classic with Don Jamieson and what's his name? Oh, God, these guys are so funny. Yeah, but anyway, I said what's up to Eddie Trunk, asked him if I could get a selfie, and he, he obliged, and he looked right back down at his phone. Thank you, Eddie Trunk, for the picture. Future guest of I Asked No One, you know it. And I'm in the pit. They start playing Sweet Child of Mine. The sun, the stars, it's summertime, Guns N' Roses, I got some beers in my system. And Axl Rose, I'm looking around, and I just remembered Axl Rose, in this tour, he brings in any town that they go to, he hires, or he doesn't hire, he gives tickets away to local models, like girls and, local actresses and so on. So you can imagine in the Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, how many 6-foot-tall, blonde, brunette models and actresses there were. And it was during that song, and I'm looking around, I'm like, okay, I don't know how limited my time is, but I'm going to hang out, and I'm going to walk up to the most beautiful looking girl I could see. And I was scanning it, and I went up to this girl, and, it's like, oh, Guns N' Roses, yeah, fuck yeah. And ended up asking her out, and ended up dating her for my last few months in California. Her name was Courtney, and that was the Guns N' Roses stories. But I didn't want to leave Mike so long, so I was hanging out with Courtney for a few songs, and that was it. And we went out the gate, and then I gave this back to Mike, and Mike went and checked out, and then he came back out. And when you get a chance, when concerts come back, Jim Florentine, thanks, Luke. When concerts come back, you have to see Guns N' Roses. It's so big and so fun, and they do a really, really kick-ass job, fire on all cylinders, especially Axl's vocals. But the concert finished, and I think we were one of the last ones out there, and we went up to the last merch stand before Dodger Stadium exit, and I saw these up, and I saw $425, and I wanted the memento from that show. And this is a satin jacket, man. It's so comfortable. You could turn it inside out. It's got like this pocket here. I don't know if I put anything in here. Oh shit. Huh. Killer. I forgot to put this pic in here. 20-year anniversary Metallica Black Album pic. Nice. I tried on the XL, and the merch person's like, no, you want to get L. So I put on L. How does it look? Look all right? Yeah. And we left. We got into the car. Just found out Metallica was debuting their brand new song off their latest record, which is dropping that November, a song called Hardwired, which is now my top 5 favorite Metallica song all time. And we were, Jordan, Mike, I'm in the back seat. We're playing the Hardwired in the parking lot, leaving the place in line. And they look at each other like, oh, it sounds like Slayer. And it did. It did sound like Slayer. And I'm in the back here. I see the black and white. I'm going to post the video. It's one of my all-time favorite Metallica music videos right there. Basically, it's all 4 of them, James, Lark, Kirk, Rob, and they are in a gymnasium nearby their HQ in San Rafael, California. And they're in a circle, and there's a camera going around them in a circle. And they got the mics around in the perimeter. And it's black and white with flashing lights and everything. And I remember for all the years I was a Metallica fan, I always wanted them to re-release Sad But True. Make a black and white video of them just bashing it out, just, playing Sad But True, and and just getting the sweat and everything and spit. And that's exactly what this video did. Exactly my vision for all those years. I wanted that Sad But True video. All of a sudden, they got Hardwired to self-destruct. Man, I love that shit. So that was awesome to get Hardwired. But after every show, almost every show in California and Los Angeles, we would go to the Rainbow Room, the Rainbow Bar and Grill. If ever you go into Hollywood, ever you're in Los Angeles, you got to go to Rainbow Room. It's like Hard Rock Cafe, but it's like the rock and roll haunt that's from Fred Durst to Corey Taylor to especially R.I.P. the almighty Man in Black, Lemmy Kilmister of Motorhead. He had a place right up the street, and he used to hang out in there a lot. Never met Lemmy. I was honored to see Motorhead, the Shrine Auditorium, USC, in September of 2015, with Andrew Dowis, Trini, and some of my other Metallica friends. And I remember getting Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades was in a video game called Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. And I remember like air ollieing, getting on. But we went to the Rainbow Room, and everyone from the show was there. And it was, again, another great weekend summer vibe at the Rainbow Room. I think I shook hands with Ron Jeremy there. I don't even know why I put my hand out to shake Ron Jeremy's hand. And ended up upstairs. I had this jacket on. And I remember this girl came up to me and asked me if Saul is here. Saul is Slash's first name. She thought I worked with the band. I mean, this is a sweet tour jacket. So it looked like I worked for Guns N' Roses, apparently. I went along with it. I don't know what I said. I had my ice cold Heineken in my hand, whatever. And then I struck conversation with this guy who he worked with Kanye West, this kid my age, and he's in merchandise with Kanye. And Los Angeles is like the networking mecca, man. I mean, whoever you meet, there's some of the most interesting people I've ever met in my life been in Los Angeles. And this guy was pretty interesting, and I tried to kind of wiggle in there. I stayed in contact with him up until a few years ago. I still have his contact number. Maybe I'll send him this this episode. I'm going to take a look at the comments real quick, and if you like, just if you're getting a little value out of this, a like, a subscribe, a share, very much appreciated. Goal of mine once everything gets back to normal is get to the motherfucking rainbow. Luke, you got to get to the rainbow, man. Surprisingly amazing pizza and good soup. But we always get the pizza and beers. The November Rain, Guns N' Roses booth where they filmed the video. We always go in that corner and get bombed. Get your ass to the rainbow. But it was funny. I was just Ashland the past few weeks. When I go live here, past few times I go live, Ashland's watching her Gilmour Girls, and Sebastian Bach all of a sudden was on my TV screen, or our TV screen, during Gilmour Girls. I'm like, you watching Gilmour Girls? And Sebastian Bach was in a band in one of these episodes called Hep Alien. Kind of reminded me of in the movie Singles from the Seattle days. There was a band with the Pearl Jam guys and this actor called Citizen Dick. So these guys appearing in these bands and TV shows or in movies, coming up with these funky band names. Hep Alien, hepatitis, Citizen Dick, funny shit. Yeah, any questions, man? You got any Guns N' Roses stories? Post it here. A few more things to bring up before I let you go. Scott Van Pelt. Scott Van Pelt, the ESPN SportsCenter. He, the way he is kind of like, I draw inspiration from it, because he's totally himself. And so is Joe Rogan, it seems like. And so is, Graham. I got their link on my page. And Megan McCory with Megan's Day Off. But SVP acknowledged the fact the Utah Jazz, they just scored 50 3-pointers. 50 3-pointers in the past 2 games. And that even beat out the Golden State Warriors from 2016, 2017. It's pretty wild. So the Utah Jazz are pretty hot. I don't watch too much NBA. I watch First Take every day when I eat. I think Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith are extremely entertaining. I draw a lot of inspiration from them too. I mean, as much as they blow up their debates and conversations, just the way they deliver their shit. I like it. So Utah Jazz, keep a lookout for that team. Live Nation came out with a stat, by the way. Their concert revenue, so the Live Nation concert revenue, has decreased from 2019 to 20. You know what that decrease was? 2019, Live Nation earned in concert revenue $9.43 billion. And in 2020, it decreased to $1.46 billion. Pretty big drop-off. I'm surprised they made over $1 billion, Live Nation. but from 9.5 to 1.5, it's a big ass drop off. But I asked no one. We have not dropped off in the past 30 days. Like I said, 138% increase in viewership on my channel in the past 28 days. I'm very thankful for that. So next week, today is Saturday. On Tuesday, well, tonight, my twin brother Ryan arrives back from Athens, Greece. And I can't wait to see Ryan. It's been a year. I came back home. I left Greece after visiting him March the 9th. So it was just before the pandemic hit. And that's the last time I saw my twin brother Ryan. So he's coming home to celebrate our 33rd birthday, which is on March 2nd, on Tuesday. Happy birthday to us, 33 years old. I got in by 3 minutes, 7:57 a.m. to 8 o'clock a.m. And on Tuesday, a little surprise for Ryan and a surprise for you. We actually have Randy Blythe of Lamb of God, self-proclaimed mountain ape up there jumping around on stage doing his cowabunga shit. He's one of our favorite rockers, favorite people, and I am honored he's given us the time and day to just come on and shoot the shit. He's one of the guys I've kind of stayed in contact with over the past years, and you know, the show, which began as me talking about the past 15 years of concerts, of all my travels and the souvenirs that I show off. Again, the best things in life are not things, but I do like some of these things, and I like to show them off. But interviews, I think connecting with my heroes, whether it's in rock and roll or bodybuilding or yoga or my parents or cousins, aunt and uncles, but mostly rock and rollers. We got some really cool guests coming up next month in March, my birthday month. Randy Blythe. We got Austin Diamond, drummer of Devil Driver. We got Jay Gordon, lead singer, founder of a band called Orgy. And we got Ricky Rocket of Poison. And then soon after that, Ricky Rockman, formerly of the Headbangers Ball, MTV. So keep a lookout. Stay happy, stay healthy. All stay hungry and stay heavy. Thank you, guys. Have a great day and a good weekend. See ya.